So you attended a really cool workshop and you brought home this mosaic dish, but now what do you do? This video is going to walk you through it step by step. A day or two after you attend your workshop, your jewelry dish is going to start to feel dry, but we do need to flip it over so the underside of your dish can dry out as well. You can just flip the dish over and put it right back on the plate it was originally on. 5 to 7 days later, your dish should be completely dry. The drying time is going to vary depending on your environment, your temperature, and humidity level. You'll be able to tell that your jewelry dish is completely dry when it no longer feels cool to the touch. When you feel it, it should feel room temperature. You'll also feel your hands feel a little powdery after you've been handling the piece. And these are all signs that your piece is fully dry and ready to move on to the next step. Go ahead and grab that take-home bag from your workshop because you're going to need it. Next, we're moving on to sanding. Once your piece is fully dry, you'll notice that there's maybe a few rough edges or some imperfections that you want to fix. So just grab that sandpaper and gently sand it down until it looks the way you want it to. Sanding the pottery piece can make a mess, so make sure you grab a wet paper towel or a wipe to clean up your mess and throw it in the trash. This is not something that you want to wash down your drain. Now your jewelry dish is looking crispy and fresh, but it's also very dusty, so we need to give her a wash. Grab a paper towel and we're going to just get it a little bit damp, not soaking wet, just a little damp, and you're just going to wipe down the surface of your jewelry dish. You can see here in my example that my paper towel is just wet enough that you can see it show up on the surface, but it dries very quickly. Remember, this clay can dissolve in water, so we don't want it to get soaking wet. Just damp paper towel, wipe the surface. We just want to remove that top layer of dust caused by the sanding. Now you may have noticed that wiping down your jewelry dish caused some of your tile pieces in your mosaic to get a little foggy. That's okay and is easy to fix. Just using that same damp paper towel, buff the surface of those tiles so that they're nice and shiny and ready for glazing. Since we've been using water to clean off our jewelry dishes, the surface is now a little damp and it does need to dry for about 10 minutes. But if you're impatient like me, just pull out the hairdryer and speed up the process. After you've let it air dry for about 10 minutes or you've blasted it with the hairdryer, your piece should be dry again. We're looking for those same factors that we were looking for in the beginning. Your piece no longer feels cool to the touch and you have that dry powdery feeling left on your hands. And we've made it to the final step. It's time to put the glaze on. You're going to get your bottle of glaze and your paintbrush that came in your take-home bag you got at the end of your workshop. The inside of the bottle for the glaze does have a rubber seal. You do have to remove that to get access to your glaze. And this is pretty simple. Just take your glaze and paint it on the surface. You want to start with a thin layer and you'll be able to tell where you've put the glaze on because the clay is going to turn a darker color, similar to when we were wiping it with the paper towel. It's going to look like it's damp. But you're just going to brush that glaze over the whole surface. We're only going to do the top for now. We need to wait for about 30 minutes to let that top layer dry, or you know the drill, get the hairdryer. Once the top layer is done, we're going to flip the piece over and we're going to do the exact same thing on the underside. Go ahead and just cover that whole surface with glaze and give it plenty of time to dry. That's it, your piece is done. It's beautiful and ready to use. You can use these dishes for jewelry, bobby pins, keys, spare change. The possibilities are endless. Thank you all so much for attending the workshop. I hope you had a fantastic time. And if you're interested in hosting your own workshop, you can get those details down below.